it affects you so much mentally that not a lot of people know this. Like, only people who have been through it can tell you, yeah? Like, bro, those nights where I'll just cry, like, yo, am I ever gonna be as good as I was?
Welcome back to another episode of Quality Touch Podcast. I'm joined here with a very, very special guest. As always, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself.
My name's Ejsi, I'm 19, and I'm a coach at Whitestar.
Wicked. Before I go straight into your story, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'm aiming to get to 2K subscribers by the end of the year, so hopefully we smash that, man.
Hopefully.
But yeah, so how did your story begin?
Cool. So, it started when my parents came to the country. They came from Albania. And I was born in Newham, lived in Newham up until the age of 1. Moved to Wood Green till I was about 2.5. And then moved to Enfield. And then since then, till today, I've lived in Enfield. I went to a primary school called Suffolk's. Really enjoyed it.
Is that in Enfield as well?
Yeah, Enfield.
Okay.
Next to Bishop. You know where Bishop's
Yeah,
is?
yeah, yeah.
Right next door to Bishop's. I went to Suffolk's, finished there. First secondary school I went to was Chase. Then I went Oasis Academy, Enfield. Then St. Ignatius. And a school called Orchardside. Now, growing up, I started playing football at the age of around 4. I was playing in school, and then one of my coaches, who still is my mentor today, his name's Zahid, who works at Pro Touch. He must have seen me playing. He spoke to my mum, told her, bring him down. These times was training at Durance Park. Went down there, and then that's when my journey began at Pro Touch in Durance Park.
That's wicked. Normally, yeah, when I do the podcast, I talk how was primary school and education and whatnot. But I like where this is going. So like, keep talking about that, and then I'll bring it back to that after.
So, started there. I remember my mum took me to my first session. I was at the park. I went to the park after school, I remember. And I was playing, and then I went training after. And after that day onwards, it was my dad. We all lived together, but, you know, my dad was the one that was taking me football because he was the one that wanted me to become a footballer. He was taking me football every day. We was training together in the park. I was going training, matches. And when I turned 9, we went on our first tour to Portugal. We went Iber Cup when I was 9 years old.
No way.
Yeah, with Pro Touch, I remember. Amazing experience. One of my best experiences. But when we came back from there, also when we was there, we played teams like Lyon in France, Reading, played all sorts of teams. When we came back in around June. And then the next month, in July, this was 2015, my dad passed away. So now when he's passed away, everything's just gone. It's just all dropped. Like me wanting to play football, my behavior within school, outside of school, everything is just, because he was the closest person to me. He's the person who I looked up to, who I followed. He was my role model. He's the person who would push me to be the person that I am today. Mm-hmm. After that, I began playing football again. You know, a few months later, I took a break. I went to Albania for about 3 months when he passed away because we buried him there. We took him there. And I was out there for about 3-4 months. Then when I've come back in around October in year 5, I've started again. Now, this is when academy football and things began to happen in my life. I went on trial. No, sorry. I got invited for, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's like a talent ID sort of thing. Yeah. I got invited. There was about 20 of us. And it was one session a week, and we all went in for 4 weeks. At the end of it, 2 boys got picked. It was me and a boy called Moses. I remember him because we was the only 2 from Enfield. and only us two got picked. We've both been picked and we've gone on trial. Started my trial now, killing it. But I'm killing it. But till today, my coach still mentions it. He says, I don't know how he didn't get signed. I'm killing it. But then I've gone on tour again. I've gone to Denmark with the same team, Pro Touch. We've gone on tour to Denmark. And that was probably one of the best. To be fair, all my tours were amazing, yeah. But that one I really enjoyed. Denmark, wow, amazing country. As I've gone out there, though, the communication hasn't been, it hasn't been good between us, at that time, who was the head of recruitment? It was a guy named Danny Dolan. That's his name. Good guy, though. Between us, between him, between my coach, Zahid, the communication just wasn't good. Also from our end, because I don't think we really let him know in enough detail, like how long I'll be away for and, these sort of things. I've come back. That's just gone down the drain. And, still playing, carrying on. I've then gone into Southampton at Westway. I've gone Westway. I've done well. I've gone up to Staplewood as well. Things haven't worked out, but I took a lot from there because at Westway, it was the first time where I was taken from one place, so from Westway, where it's not the best of pitches, to Staplewood, and I've seen the difference, and I thought, wow, this is where I want to be. Funny enough, my first game, though, when I was on trial, was at Vicarage Road at Watford Stadium. It was against Watford. I remember I scored 2 goals in that game. My coach, again, Zahid, was there on the stands. He came to watch. He was with my mum. He dropped me there and dropped me back.
What position were you playing?
I was growing up, I'm a number 10. But because the 10 wasn't really around, like, you don't use the 10 at that age, at under 11s. I was playing on the wing. But because I've always been able to use either foot, that game I played on the right and I was just cutting in with my left, finishing, cutting in, finishing. I remember it till this day. That hasn't worked out. Then I've gone back into Watford. This time, though, it was a bit... I was trying to prove myself, but trying to prove myself too much. So to the point where I'm not playing my own game. I'm putting too much pressure on myself. I'm taking the extra touches that don't need to be taken. And I just overcomplicate things for myself. Obviously, that didn't end up working out. At that point, I also had a few problems at my first school, Chase. I ended up going to Whitestar Academy, Enfield. Now, that school, that was my favorite. That's the best school, yeah. I loved that school. When I went there, one of my right-hand man today, his name's LV, half Albanian, half Jamaican. Okay. That's where I met him. You wouldn't even believe that mix. That's where I met him. From the first day, since then till today, we've been together. Still playing them times for Pro Touch as well. At that point, I was in year 8. Then, end of year 8, I've gone on tour again, right? I've gone to Denmark again, Dana Cup. Now, that was the best one. That was my favorite, hands down. Nothing beats that tournament. The best tournament I've been to in terms of atmosphere, playing, everything was just, it was amazing. Now, year 9 hits. When year 9 hits, obviously, throughout those years from year 7 to year 9, my dad passing away had a massive effect on me, behavior-wise, like, in terms of, without me realizing, today I've understood what my problem was, but without me realizing it then, inside of me, it affected me deeply. So the way I would respond to people, to teachers, to students, the way I would behave, the way like it was deeper than just I was a naughty kid, because I've got a big heart. People who know me know I've got a big heart. I'm a respectful person. I'm a good person to people. But it was a thing where that affected me. And where I was growing up, so I grew up in an estate called Litchit. Growing up there, your environment kind of shapes you as a person if you allow it to. And at that point, I allowed it to, growing up. Then we could see it wasn't working out at Oasis. And I've gone to a Peru called Orchardside. Now, when I've gone there, start of year 9, I've loved it. In terms of, I'm starting to learn, because the teachers knew how to behave, how to handle my sort of behavior. So, not that it was I was behaving bad, but in terms of, I might need some time to myself. I might need you to explain things a bit more. I might need you to come be my one-to-one so we could speak, just me and you, instead of you just focusing on the whole class.
Yeah.
So they helped me a lot there, Big shout out to everyone at that school, all the teachers at that school, That was one of my best memories growing up, going to that school, to be fair. COVID's hit them times. Sorry.
That's so mad. I just find it crazy that people being in school during COVID. That I don't know how you lot done it.
Before COVID's hit, yeah, shall I tell you something? Before COVID's hit, I've gone to an open trial. My coach Zaid sent me to an open trial at Southend.
Yeah.
And I've gone on trial. I've gone. Out of 150 people, me and 3 other boys got picked. The next week, on my dad's birthday, Friday the 20th of March, I remember it, 2020, I've started my trial. And when I've started my trial, COVID's hit. So COVID's hit now. Obviously, I'm thinking, all right, cool, it's not going to last long. Let me just train, keep fit. I'm buying boots. I believed in myself so much, I bought the Messi Nemesis, them blue and white ones, because they match the kit. I'm thinking, when I get signed, those are the boots I'm going to wear, so that when I get pics of me playing for Southend, it's going to match. A year's gone now, and no calls, nothing. Randomly one day, I've started school again, still at the Peru. I've just messaged my coach. I've just said to him, yo, can you message them? It was a scout called Lorenzo. Big up Lorenzo, so I'm going to talk about him soon. We ain't had too many interactions, but I'm going to talk about him soon. He messaged him. He said to him, cool, bring him in next week. Guess what the date was? 20th of March again. On my dad's birthday. So I'm thinking, something's going on here that I'm feeling, that I'm getting the feeling that I'm going to get signed. Mm-hmm. I've gone in, but these times I was unfit. I was hanging around with the wrong people. I was in a mix of both worlds, if you understand what I'm trying to say to you. So it's a thing where technically I'm killing it. Because technically not to big up myself, but a lot of people who are from Enfield, even Tottenham, they know I can play football. I'm a good footballer. We're playing now. I've gone on trial 6 weeks. One boy that was on trial with me gets signed within 2 weeks. I'm thinking, okay, cool. I need to pick things up. I was on the ball, I was doing really well. Off the ball, I was too lazy. For instance, I was training all the sessions. I was training up with the 18s, with the 16s, and I was on the 14s. I wasn't training with my age group. I was training with the 16s and with the 18s. I was on the 15s, because I got called back a year later. Yeah. Played my first game with them. It was with the 16s again, against Gillingham. Didn't do bad. Actually done all right. Done well, to be fair. But again, I think it was the 18s coach and the 16s coach really liked me and wanted to sign me, but my own coach didn't, because I was putting in 120% with the olders, but with my age group, I was being, as these would call it, lazy. as my trial was coming towards an end now, I've played a game. I've done really well, to be fair, against a showcase team. I've actually done quite well. But off the ball, I wasn't doing my best. And Lorenzo, the scouts, come up to me at half-time and he spoke to me, just meaning he said, I'm trying my hardest for you to get signed, but you just need to give me that extra 1%. Because I'm fighting for you to get signed. I want you to get signed. I like you as a player. But you need to give me that extra 1% that these lot, so that these lot can see what I'm talking about. But again, my fitness let me down. I couldn't, as much as I tried, it's like not being fit, I didn't allow myself to give that extra 1% off the ball, which was needed. Now, I still thought I'd done well. So I've gone home. It's a Tuesday. I've come back from school and I've called my mum. And I've said, Mum, where are you? We need to go to training. And she said to me, nah, you're not going. I remember I broke down in tears, you know. Said to me, you're not going. I said, what do you mean I'm not going? She said, they don't want to sign you. In that moment, yeah, I broke down because I was thinking, I haven't been hanging with the wrong people recently. I haven't been doing any stupidness, any foolishness. I've been behaving in school, going school, home, football. That's it. Like, I was so focused and dedicated at that point because I was on trial. Like, all the negativity in my life, this trial took away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that just broke me after. I was like, rah, the one thing that was helping me is now gone. And I kind of, after that point, I still had a lot of confidence in myself because I felt like I was on a roll. Because straight after that, I think, yeah, it was straight after that, there was a scout called Yilmaz. I don't know if you know Yilmaz.
Yeah.
He's at West Ham
Yeah,
now.
I know
Yilmaz saw me one time playing and he took me to Palace. This is straight after that. So I've gone to Palace now and there was a boy there who was also with me. His name's Rio Cardines. He's a pro now at Crystal Palace. It was me and him. We was there. But also, when he's taking me to Palace, I've also played in a cup game. And in that cup game, our Arsenal scouts come. And funny enough, I've got into a fight in that game.
Mad.
I've got into a fight that game, but I've scored a few goals. I've won us the game. Like, I've done really well. The feedback I got from him, I could show you if you want to see it, and you could put it up there.
Okay.
If you want. Do you want me to show you?
No, later.
I'll show you later.
I'll put it up.
You can see it. It's he was saying, you know, he's extraordinarily two-footed. These are things I remember. He's extraordinarily two-footed. The way he receives the ball in front of the defense, he's got the confidence to do that and turn out and play. Multi-directional in his passing range, all these things. And I've been invited. And I've been invited to play against that same showcase team I played against when I was at Southend. Funny enough, he spoke to me after when I was at the training ground when I've gone there, and he's gone to me, nice punch that. And I've agreed with him, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was so immature, and I've agreed. I've said to him, yeah, it was a good punch, innit? I've gone to the training ground, I've gone to Hareland, yeah, and I've played the game, my best game. Till this day, I don't know how nothing came out of it. That was my best game, honestly. No one could get close to me. I don't think I lost the ball throughout that game. The way I was, still something, I don't know where it was. Maybe they just don't think I done good enough. But as a player, sometimes I think you know when you've done really well when you don't. And I think I done really well. And nothing's come out of that. At that point, I was also behaving in school at the Peru, so they've sent me back to a mainstream school. I've gone St. Ignatius. met all of my boys now. These are still my boys. My boy Michael, he's at Watford. My boy Caleb, we've been grinding. You know Caleb, I think. He used to play for Whitestar. He was at Arsenal.
Okay. Yeah.
You know Caleb, innit?
He followed me, I think. If it's him, someone followed me. Yeah, he followed me.
Yeah,
the other day.
Caleb, yeah.
Wicked.
Obviously, there's more, but it's long to get into. At this point, I've also been invited to go into Leyton Orient. So I'm going Palace. As I'm going to Palace, though, I've also had this showcase at Hayland as well. But then I've also been called into Leyton Orient. Now, I've gone Leyton. If you ask me, too easy. Dead. Not too bad. Like, I just think the levels, the standards, that I've got for myself, I felt like it was too... I don't know how to explain it to you. I'm a footballer. I like to play football, but I can get dirty as well. I get dirty. I could get dirty as well, yeah? Pause. But I can get dirty on the pitch. You get me? I can play both types of games. But I prefer to play football. There, it was a thing where there was footballers, there was players that could play football, but it didn't suit my type of play, and it was a thing where it was like, the standards were just, do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, my coach after, he just brushed that. I wasn't giving 100%. I wasn't turning up to training all the time. Like, I just wasn't serious when it came to Leyton. Looking back here, I should have been. Now, at this point, I'm at St. Ignatius. I finished school. I've gone on holiday. I've gone to Albania. And I've come back. Now, start of year 11, I've got into a little something with a boy at school. And I've been sent back to the Peru. So now I'm back at the Peru. And under 16s now. Under 16s, as soon as I got into year 11, October times, I was having a session in Enfield at a college with a lot of older boys. And Enfield Borough chairman, his name's Marvin, he was there. And he saw me and he just said, yo, you're coming with me. We finished. Now we're going to go Enfield Borough training. This was just a sesh with the boys. But he just said to me, yo, you're coming, we're going. So we've gone. Balled out. Too easy. Shown out easy. He said, cool, you're going to play in the first team as well. Sorry, I've gone training with the first team now. So I'm getting my experience of non-league football so soon. As soon as I've started year 11. I've gone training, killed it. Gone first team training, killed it. Manager at the time was Anthony, Good guy as well. At the time, though, he used to annoy me. He used to annoy me because I was too immature to understand. But he was a very good coach and good people as well. He wanted the best for me, but I didn't see it like that because I was too... you don't understand it as a player at times. So, obviously, he's given me my debut, though. So I'll always be grateful. I'll always be grateful for him and Marvin. My debut against Rising Ballers. Gaffer Maz was the manager at that time, I remember. I've come on and I've killed it, bro. One of my best non-league games. I think I killed it. We drew against them 2-2. We was losing. I've come on. Games ended 2-2, After that, I was on a roll. I've also started playing with a showcase team called ATF. I don't know if you know about it. I was with T. Big up T as well. T is my guy. I'm playing first team football. I'm still at Pro Touch. And I'm playing with T as well. Our first game, I remember with T, we've played them against Luton. First half, I was so dead, he took me off, He took me off, he said, yo, what are you doing? You're not playing your game, you're trying to do too much. This was my problem. Every time I would go to a pro club, I would do too much because I was always putting pressure on myself to get signed because I wanted to make it for me, my mum and my little brother because we grew up just me, my mum, my little brother. We didn't have peas. We didn't grow up with much. My mum was working every day. As soon as she would finish work, take me football. She was basically working to fund my lifestyle of me me going football. I was causing her so much stress in school and everything as well. So I would put pressure on myself to get signed. And play against Luke. My second half, he put me back on. He said, yo, keep it simple. Bro, I've balled out. I've killed it. He can vouch as well. Second half, I've killed it, yeah? After that, still playing first team football. I've gone up to Port Vale. This game's on YouTube, by the way. I've gone up to Port Vale. I've played a showcase match and I scored 2 goals. I killed it. I was with my coach Zahid again. He was behind me every step of the way. From when I first started playing football up until even my coaching career, which I'm going to get into, he was with me the whole step of the way. And I've done really well, bro. I've done really well. They've called me to come back in. I've gone back in. I've come back to England. To Enfield.
Yeah.
Sorry. These times, my boy Seli, you know Seliani.
From where?
From Enfield, Seli.
That name, I know the name.
It rings, but he was at Port Vale. Yeah, he's a year older than me.
I know him, the Portuguese brother.
Man,
the
Portuguese,
light skin. Yeah, I know him.
He was actually at Port Vale, but he got signed at Port Vale when I was at Southend.
Okay, yeah, I know him.
From the same team. We was at the same team. So it was Zahid. He sent Seli to Port Vale and sent me to Southend. Now, I don't know what's gone on. My coach said to me that the communication between the two hasn't been good and that's just gone down the waste. Port Vale, I don't know why. After that, coming towards scholar times, I'm playing showcase games against Cambridge, done really well. Against against Colchester, had a stinker. Still playing first team football, by the way, and I'm doing really well. I'm getting minutes, I'm getting appearances. And that summer, I went Albania again. When I've gone away that summer, we've tried to get me into the Albanian national team with the under-17s. So cool. I've had a few training sessions with a few pro clubs out in Albania. There was a team called Partizan and Tirana as well, when it's the city, but there's a team there as well. So I'm training mates, but them lot are dead. Them lot were dead for me. They were too dead. So I've just come back. I've said to my uncle, yo, forget this. I'm not on it. I'm not on it. Like, do you get?
Yeah.
These lot are not on my level. I'm too good for these lot. But we was doing that so that they could see if they could try, because they had one of the top people in the federation to come see me train, if they could get me to represent the national team, the under-17s. Now, at this point, when I've come back, I'm still slowly starting to fall out with Anthony at that time. Like I was saying, like, he's not playing me. I'm feeling like he's violating. And I've left. And a manager called Pat, he was a pro at QPR. He's texted me, said, yo, come in to Waltham Cross. I've gone into Waltham Cross now. I'm 17 and I'm balling. I'm doing really well. I'm number 10. I'm shining. But during those times, I tore my meniscus.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. So I'm playing through it for a few months. During those few months, I've gone back to Albania for New Year's. I've gone to train with those clubs again. And they wanted to invite me, the under-17s, for a game against, I can't remember who it was, yeah? I swear to God, I can't remember who it was. In March. But now, obviously, I've come back, I'm training, and my knees just locked. One day when I was training, my knee just locked up. I couldn't move. I'm there, I'm screaming, I couldn't move. And Yeah, I've had an MRI, and I've played through that injury for 4 months. I've had an MRI. I found out I've torn my meniscus, and now obviously I've had to have surgery. Now, obviously, growing up, I've had a clothing brand, still do, called 10s and 20s. I started out when I was 14 years old.
When I had you on social, I'm thinking 10s and 20s. I was
10s
thinking,
and 20s,
yeah. That's cold,
so
man.
I had that clothing brand since I was 14, yeah? And I made money off it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man.
And I saved a lot of money from it. I saved a lot of money for me at that time as a kid.
Of course.
Couple bags, a few thousand, and I've given it to my mum. My mum's sort of got the rest, and I've had my surgery. Cost about $6,000. I had to go privately, so I wanted to come back as soon as possible.
I've been saying this to people. I said it on everyone's episode where I've spoken about my injuries. You have to go privately.
You have to go privately.
I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm more than injury prone now. Like, my body till now is finished, right? But I didn't get surgery because I've had 8 MRI scans for the same knee because they didn't know what was wrong with it.
Yeah.
It turns out only recently, which is 2025, it happened to me in 2018, that it was my ACL.
Is it?
All this time, someone was like, it's your IT band, it's this, it's that, it's that, it's this, it's that. And I never knew. Obviously, I was playing through it still, and it was mad. But that's when I don't want to go into my story. This is your episode, man. But it basically sums up the story. You had people don't realize this. For me, anyways. Hopefully, for everyone else playing football, it's better now. It's the NHS.
Better.
But it was a joke. Till this day, I'm trying because for me, I'm still young. You get me? Obviously, not to play football.
Yeah.
But I'm in pain.
You're young in life.
Yeah, I'm in pain, bruv. My ankle's still done at here. I'm finished, but I need to.
And you shouldn't be.
Yeah, and it's because I can't get anything through the NHS.
Yeah, it's long. Yeah. It's long.
Yeah, man. But yeah, sorry to cut you. So you ended up paying.
So I've done
6K.
that now. I've rushed it, bro. I've rushed it. I've tried to come back too soon. I'm getting something called a Baker's cyst, which is like a big lump with fluid at the back of my knee. And I'm having to get injections all the time to drain it. I've tried to go back to football, hasn't worked out. Like, it's working out, but I keep getting injured. Like, then this was 2023. So now, during those months when I was out, so from March till about May, bro, it was mentally the hardest thing ever. Mentally, bro, it was the hardest thing ever. Like, the one thing I knew, which was playing football all the time, I wasn't able to do. I'm stuck. I'm rotting in bed. It affects you so much mentally that not a lot of people know this. Like, only people who have been through it can tell you, yeah? Like, bro, there was nights where I'll just cry, like, yo, am I ever going to be as good as I was? To be fair, I am now. I'm not going to lie to you. But those were the things that I was thinking, like, am I ever going to be as good as I was? Am I going to get injured again? Because I've repaired it. I haven't taken it out and I haven't trimmed it down. I've repaired it because I'm still young. But trying to rush it now, come 2024, I've gone to a physio and he's done like a little scan. Now he said I've got damage. There's a missing piece of my cartilage now.
That's what I got.
Missing piece of my cartilage. So now for me to play football, I need to have an injection twice a year and pay for it. I'll be real. I'm not paying to play football. Like, I don't want to play football and always have to think, cool, how long have I got left till I've got to go get my injection, if you hear what I'm trying to say to you. So I've still carried on though. I've got the injection and I've carried on throughout 2024. Now, come 2025, which is now, throughout 2024, I've done a full season, finally, basically, with Wolfram Cross. I've done really well, but if you ask me, I think I've done really well. I've done well. Towards the end, I've done half the season, because towards the last bit of the season, I started my coaching at Pro Touch, so Zaid's put me on. And now, he's starting to get my talent ID 1, do my coaching badges, because he said to me, I want you by the time you're 21 to work at a professional club as an academy coach. And at that point I thought, raw, like, I don't have to play in academy. I can coach, I could work in an academy. Still status, still a big thing, still a good career, you're still doing something you enjoy. So I was like, cool, I've taken his advice and coaching, but I wasn't enjoying it there. But I enjoyed coaching. So I've left. As I've left now, this is where I've joined Whitestar. I've joined Whitestar, and bro, be real, obviously I knew Yaya, Hudayfi, Ali, I know everyone. Growing up, Whitestar was the name. I feel like I made a mistake growing up because I wanted to come to Whitestar as a player at under 15s when I didn't get signed at Southend, because I felt like Ali would have given me a lot of opportunities. I didn't. I was loyal. I don't regret it because I was loyal to someone who's been loyal to me, who's always helped me. But it was a thing where he was the only one trying to help me in the club, not anyone else at that club. So, and they know who they are. They know really what, they know who they are, and the people that weren't trying to help me know who they are. But Zahid and a guy called Mus were the two people who wanted to help me. I've come Whitestar. Obviously, these that I've seen, like, yo, he's young, but he knows what he's doing. I've got the 7s with Abdurrahman. Amazing, bro. I don't think I've seen any 7s like the 7s we got. Brilliant 7s. Wow, like, all of them boys are just amazing. Like, when I've started coaching, I've realized I enjoy this more than sort of playing. And you're gonna ask me why? It's because I get like a buzz. Like, if I see a player make a mistake and I coach him through it on how to change certain things, and he does it and it works, I get a buzz. I'm like, yo, that was me. Like, yo, well done, mate. Like, that was all you. Do you get it? It wasn't all me, but it's like you've taught another person to do it and it's worked. You know, to the point where obviously now all the parents, you know, they're coming up to me, they're saying, yo, like, you're a really good coach. We love the way you coach, you know. Everyone's bringing their kids to me for one-to-ones, group sessions. You know, I also work in a school now. So from basically getting kicked out of school, I'm now working in a school. And so I work in a school now. So from 8, till 4:30, and then from 4:30 till 9:30, I'm doing one-to-ones and group sessions. So it's a full day grind. I'm literally grinding the whole day. I'm coming home, sleep, wake up, work. But it's work where I'm not tired mentally. Physically, my body's tired because it's working throughout the whole day. But mentally, I'm not, because I'm enjoying it. I'm doing it every day. And coaching is like being a footballer. The more you coach, the better you get at it. The more you learn. The more it opens up your mind and your eyes. The more you learn how to coach different types of players. You understand the different qualities that players have and how to coach them, you know, because every player needs to be coached in a specific way, because we're not all the same. We're not all the same type of players. And I enjoy it. I enjoy using what I know to help develop players. Obviously, what I also do is I use the things that I didn't do that I should have done to make it, I make them do it. So for instance, if I know, let's say, I'm tired and I don't want to do the last lap, I'll make sure they do 2 laps. Why? Because it's just that extra. It's not going to make you a better player, let's say, but mentally and your mindset is going to help you improve to the point where, let's say you've gone on trial as a player and you're doing really well, but it's the last 5 minutes. You want to make sure you perform throughout the whole game. So it'll give you that last extra push. You have the mindset, all right, cool. Coach Ejsi is teaching me. Even when you're tired, keep going. You don't stop. You don't stop until you are told to stop. Do you get it? So that's the mindset that I want the boys to have, you know, to go that extra mile, to always go harder than the rest, because we're all coming from the same sort of environment, you know. I want to see everyone from the community make it. Whoever's playing football, I want to see everyone make it. Of course, I'm going to try to go as high as I can within football without having to play football. But also, I'm going to help people try to achieve my dream as a kid and their dream as a kid, of course.
Yeah, I believe that not even just the kids that you're coaching, but the school, especially if you're just teaching in the ends and whatnot.
Yeah.
Having someone that understands the kid. Most of the time in loads of places,
it's true.
It's a person that, he went to college, a nerd,
Yeah.
Someone that might have misbehaved when they were younger, similar to what some of the kids could be doing. You were in their shoes one day.
Yeah, that's what.
And you're trying to tell them,
literally.
look, I've been there. But obviously, when you grow up, you mature and you realize, look, this is what I would do. I remember, it's another story. I wasn't bad in it, but I used to misbehave in my business lesson. I used to give that teacher hell. Yeah, she was a Spanish. No, but she was kind of jarring. Like she was always. I felt like I was getting picked on for no reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, I contribute. When you get older, you realize, it was my fault. So
I remember when
I went
older.
into year 11. I just like, you know what? Why am I talking? Like, let me just be quiet, do my work on the computer. I'm not gonna click on how the games that I'm playing in the corner. Let me just do the work. And then I was like, I'm not getting into trouble. And I just remember I sent her an email saying, look, I apologize, man. I realized it was I gave you hell for no reason.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids that you're coaching and teaching will respect you highly
because I can relate to them.
Because you can relate
literally.
to them.
And that's why also I wanted Ake in Whitestar as well. Also because Ali, he can give you opportunities as a player, but he can give you opportunities as a coach as well.
Yeah, 100%.
He can take you wherever you need to go, but if you put in the work as well. But also, I can relate to the kids, you know.
Yeah.
In my class, when I went to unit, when I went ultraside, in my class, a few have passed away. A few are in jail. I'm basically one of the only ones that sort of made it out of that sort of environment. Coming from there where the odds are against you, the odds have always been against me. From where I've grew up, from what school I've gone to, from the upbringing I've had, with a single mum, the odds are always stacked against me. But again, I've proved everyone wrong and I've gone against the odds because I've got a clothing brand that I've had since I was 14. I'm working in a school. I'm coaching at Whitestar. Also, you know, come September, hopefully see me working at a pro club soon, whether as a scout or, you know, whatever. That's between me and a few of the other coaches, you know, we're trying to line up. But it's such a big progression from where I was and how my life was shaped out to be and how it is looking now. All I can say is well done to myself, to my mum, because my mum never gave up on me. Like, I put my mum through hell. She never gave up on me. She stuck to it. And God. Those are the three. Myself, God, more God, obviously, but also myself, because I'm still young. At 16, I was in the Peru. Now I'm 19, I'm working in a school. Those 3 years are the 3 years where a lot of people are choosing to go down the wrong path. Whereas I'm choosing to shape my life how it's supposed to be. Do you get it? So I also give credit to myself because I've come a long way and I've matured a lot, man.
Yeah, but what's good, even when you came to Whitestar, I think it's pretty obvious that everything you've been saying so far, that you're very knowledgeable. I think they've had issues, considering how young you are as well. There's coaches older than you that they didn't know what they were doing, and they're coaching teams where they're at that critical, that important vital
age,
age where they need to be pushed on.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, people can say, yeah, like, look, coaching, like, you don't need to mention it anyways, but I believe coaching certificate, the UEFA A, all these different things
nothing.
don't mean nothing. It's just a certificate.
It's just a certificate.
Yeah,
it is.
You have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think to help you get into the places you want to get to, you
need
eventually
the
get those.
certificate. Yeah.
But having the knowledge, having the confidence, I blame Ali for this. Yeah, when I say blame, yeah, Ali and Hadifi, whoever's in charge over here at this moment, I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many coaches that I've seen, obviously, because we need a new staff anyhow. I'm thinking, I wasn't saying it in a bad way. I'm thinking, who's that? Like, I've never seen this guy before. But I liked how confident you were. You moved as if you've been here for a long time. I had a conversation with someone about this the other day. Actually. You have the, obviously everyone's personality is different.
Everyone's,
But it's like you've been here for ages. So, and it's good. Obviously, it's good to be confident regardless. But yeah, I feel like they should have introduced everyone a bit better. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, true, 100%. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's like, you need to adapt to your situations, to your environment. Like me, when I've come, I've looked at it like this. Yo, cool. Everyone, without having to know everyone that's already coaching here, I know they're not going to be any different to me. They're going to have the same sort of upbringing, like the same sort of environment. We're all going to speak in a certain way, like how we talk to each other. We're all going to, like, you know what I'm trying to say to you. So it's like, the kids as well, I knew, the kids are coming from our communities, so I can coach them in my way because I know their parents are not going to say nothing. Because parents, like Hadifi, for instance, calls me saying, yo, I've got parents complimenting the way you coach all the time. Because when I've come in, I've thought straight away, yo, I know the parents. If I raise my voice at the kids, I don't raise my voice, but I let my voice be heard. I up the intensity. I make sure the standards are always high. I never let the standards drop. If the standards drop and the boys think I'm not watching, I'm watching. And I make sure that they raise the levels again. And the parents understand that. And they like that because they know that I'm only trying to help them elevate their game. Always keep the intensity high. Because if you can't keep the intensity high at Whitestar and you go to an academy, you're not going to get nothing out of it. Because it's a big jump in terms of grassroots and academy football. If you're a good player, you could not find it. You might not find it a big jump. But if we're talking in terms of, the difference between academy football and grassroots football, it is a big jump. 100%. So if you can teach yourself to be used to playing at a certain type of intensity, which is at a high level, and always keep it at that level, and you take it to other places that you go to, then you'll get far. And that's what I try to teach the boys from young.
Yeah, I feel like everyone that you're working with at the moment, or should I say working for, either way, I feel like they've got their hand in gold right now. I feel like you can go a long way, basically. So you got a lot of potential and you know what you're doing. So yeah, that's wicked, man. But other than the coaching and all that, and whatever, what hobbies? Like, what other stuff are you doing?
What hobbies? You know what? Like Joe Black says, I'm an occasional rapper in that.
Okay.
Sometimes I might just go to the stew with a man them, make a little 1-2 tunes for fun. I enjoy it. I don't know why I enjoy it. I enjoy it. What else?
I know you're busy, obviously, but like when you get
busy,
that spare time,
when I do get that one, first, because I look at it like this, like, instead of going out, shisha and these sort of dumb places, like, where you're spending money, I could just spend that money in the stew. Relax, chill, make a tune that I'm going to listen to.
Yeah.
Do you get it? I'm going to play in the car when I'm driving and listen to. I want to hear myself rap, with my boys. That's a hobby, to be fair, that I do have. Another hobby that I have, I'm trying to think, man. I'm sounding a bit boring right now, People might think I'm a boring person. I ain't a boring person. I'm actually an exciting person. What other hobbies do I like?
in the community center anyways, I've said this before, everyone knows the kids try playing me. You try playing me. Are you mad?
FIFA, yeah, but
I'm
you know
the
what it is?
goat.
I feel like I love with PS4.
I
though,
don't play.
man.
I don't even play it. You can ask anyone I know everything I love. I don't
Yeah.
play FIFA. They're like at home. The most I do when I've got time, anyways, I'm on COD. I don't like FIFA, and me are done. I can't even. Everyone knows I'm a Chelsea fan, biggest Chelsea fan probably in London right now.
Liverpool fan as
Yeah,
well.
okay, we'll get into that though. But I used to play. I'm not gonna say his name, but I play with my boy so often. On FIFA. Obviously, he's an Arsenal fan. The game banned me from using Chelsea. I don't know why. When I go into a game, you know, you got the little red icon. It doesn't load, and it just says you have been kicked. It doesn't load no more. So I don't Ultimate Team. I ain't got time for none of that.
Ultimate Team's
I actually
dead.
don't have time for it. So I don't play it anyways. We'll do pro club. My friends, obviously, we're all busy. You get me?
Yeah,
We're
course.
When we would go online, we'll play pro clubs and whatnot. But other than that, nah, man, done with that game.
Yeah,
But,
Hondo.
the most I'm waiting for is probably GTA. Like PlayStation for me is kind of boring now.
It's boring, man.
Yeah, so I don't really, nah.
It's boring.
Yeah.
What hobbies, bro? FaceTime your girl. What, like, I don't really do too much, bro. I'll be real, like. What do you do?
Oh, that's
What's a hobby for you? And then I'll try pick up.
I mean,
off
this
that.
is technically my hobby. In a way, like I like the aim of this podcast. Like a lot of people know, it's not a football podcast, which a lot of people think it is.
Yeah.
But it's understandable. But I want to get everyone's journey.
Yeah.
And showcase it to people watching, because I believe there could be someone, it could be a billionaire, someone watching thinking, "Raw, this guy went through all this, and they're still pushing, and they're trying to show that life doesn't end here. That they're on a journey. Yeah, let me help this guy out. You get me? Someone like you, obviously, you want to get into the academy football coaching and scouting, whatever. A scout might be like, "Raw, this guy went through all this. He's turned his life around. Let me contact him." They see your social media, bang, you're gone. And obviously, it wouldn't be because of me, but I thought like I built a platform
you would help
to
it. You would
contribute.
Yeah, you would contribute to it.
That's what I.
To be fair, a hobby of mine is doing this, like what we're doing for is like talking to people, explain. Like I love explaining my life to people because it like I'm trying to show the younger lots that how I was in a unit and how everyone else around me went down the wrong path. I went around a different path and like I've changed everything around. Alhamdulillah, everything's going good for me right now. Like when I say this is the first time where I'm thinking, yo, like everything is actually, it's just progressing every day is progressing. And it's like things do change. You just have to want to make it change. You can't block out the noise, block out what other people say. It doesn't matter where you're at now because things will always change in life. Like when I'm 16 and I'm I don't even think I passed any of my how many GCs? I don't even think I got PE.
That's what I was gonna speak about. But obviously I did not want to interrupt your story. No. It was wicked. But obviously unfortunately your dad passing away and stuff.
Yeah.
But did the school kicked you out more or less? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say they were a bit lenient with you, considering that the circumstances you were in?
You want the truth? I'll tell you what, yeah. We're talking about Oasis, yeah? Talk about Oasis Academy. There was teachers that understood me and that worked really well with me. But there was some that wanted me gone so bad. Even when I went St. Ignatius, none of them were lenient towards me except for my head of year. My head of year, he was my neighbor growing up. So when I grew up, he's from the ends just like us.
Yeah.
When I grew up, he was my next door neighbor. We used to play football outside my yard. I used to kick the ball at his window, at his whip, at his car. We used to break everything. We used to knock on his door asking him for his football nets he had in his garden, put them in the middle of the road, play. And he ended up being my head of year at St. Ignatius. He kept me there for a long time. For a year was a long time as well because I wasn't the best of behaved at that point. So it's like, he was helping me. But if we're talking as a school, no school except for the Peru. And that's why big up Orchard side all the time. Because you see that school there, yeah? Them lot really took me in. Them lot really looked after. Them lot allowed me to be who I was. If I was in lesson and I was getting frustrated, I could walk out, go on the astro, kick ball for 5-10 minutes and go back into class. It wasn't necessarily because people think of the name and they think, oh, bad people, bad kids. It's not like that. You get what I'm trying to say to you? It's just them lot knew how to nurture it. Now, I'm a smart person, bro. Whether we're talking about life, academically, I'm smart, but I never done well in school. But I was still smart in school. I just always chose not to give 100%. Why? You're going to ask me. I always thought I'd make it as a professional footballer, yeah? Maybe I could still, but I don't know. I've lost the passion for it. I ain't got the heart for it. Like,
You know, another thing. I promise. Whose episode? I don't remember whose episode it is. Everyone have to just watch all of them. But I've been saying it. I said it was Sean. This is season one of the episodes. Season one, the guy that played for Watford. He said he wasn't that clever in school, but he's at Watford. What I promise you, majority of ballers that I knew growing up, they were so good at football, but they weren't that good in school. Or a lot of people that are roadmen now, so good at football.
yeah.
But if they don't make it in football, they
They
turn
go
to the
down.
road.
Do you get it?
Like it's kind of, it's not that it's people chose one or the other, but it's just
But that's what I'm trying to say to you, is how it's shaped, how life is shaped in our environment is like things aren't glamorous, you know. Growing up, we're coming from a background where we're all struggling. We're not rich. That's why we are like we've come from where we've come from. And it's a thing where we want to make money. What's gonna make us money when we grow up being a footballer? So when we get to that age where we're not now a footballer and we're trying to see, what else can make us money? Guys are getting brainwashed by a lot of men on the roads. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because there's a lot of men on the roads that are risking their life, but they're not even making what a lot of men are making working a 9 to 5. Do you get it?
It's crazy, yeah.
And it's like they get brainwashed and they get sucked in because that is what is around them. And their mind says, I want to make money. And what can I see that's in front of me that can make me money is these lot. You get what I'm trying to say to you? So they're now going down that path. But I'm Albanian, yeah. You see my mum. But my mum wouldn't have it in it. I'll be with my mum. My mum's always said to me, Ace, you can do the wrong thing 1,000,000 times, as much as you want. You always get caught once though. Like that one time, it will happen that one time. That one time it will happen. And that always stuck with me. So I always and I respected my mum. There's a difference between being scared of your parent and respecting them. Kids that are scared of their parents are sneaky. I respected my mum. So I was always up front with her. If I'd done something wrong in school, I would tell her so that before the school would call her, she already knew. Because I didn't care what the school would say. I wasn't scared, but I respected my mum enough to tell her, I done this. It is what it is. And it's like, there was no way. There's no way. I had to make a change. She wouldn't allow it. She sacrificed too much. She was a young woman, but she was 30 years old when my dad passed away. 30-year-old women today wouldn't stay single with their 2 kids. A lot of them, I'm saying. Obviously, some could. With their 2 kids, working every day with no helping hand and doing the best that they can. There's only a handful of women that could do that. Do you get it? And she done that. So I can't then go and spend my life on the roads. Because it's just a vial. It's just there's a lot to say, but that is just a complete vial. At the end of it, it's just a vial. You can't do it.
Yeah, man.
You can't do it.
But yeah, obviously you're into football. As you said, you're a Liverpool fan. I'm a Chelsea fan. Obviously, you got the season coming up, which will be wicked. You lot spent ridiculous money, though, on Blake ballers. Don't get twisted, but
but it's the first time in how long? Though?
Yeah, that's the point. Like you lot were holding tight to your money. Now you're splashing.
Yeah,
you got a lot of pressure on Verts, though. Obviously, you rate him, but the way everyone was getting onto Caicedo and Enzo, obviously, in my opinion, Caicedo especially flipped it.
Yeah, he has flipped it.
But Verts don't know the pressure that's coming his way, being worth that amount of money.
Do you know where it is? I can't remember who said this to me. Someone said this to me, yeah. Actually, I know who said this to me. He said to me, Wirtz is like a Havertz. Where he said to me, Havertz done really well with Bayern Leverkusen, came to the Prem, washed. But they're not the same player. Wirtz reminds me a bit of myself, innit? You see Wirtz, he's intelligent. You see Havertz, some people might think Havertz is intelligent. Yeah, he is intelligent as well. But he's a bit stupid as well sometimes. He just does dumb stuff sometimes as well. So whereas Wirtz is clued on and it's like he takes risks. And if you want to get far in football, you have to take risks. Do you get it? You can't be shy on the ball. You got to be confident on the ball. Where he's playing in my position. Where you play there, you have to take risks and you have to be confident on the ball and be willing to lose the ball a lot of times so that one time you don't lose it, you know something special will come from it. Because realistically, that's what happens a lot of the times with the 10s. They'll lose the ball trying to make something special happen. And then when that special thing does happen, everyone's like, wow. Because it makes up for the mistakes. Because that's you taking a risk and it paying off.
Yeah.
It might pay off straight away. It might not pay off straight away. It will pay off though. So him, I think he'll do well. I think Frimpong will do well.
Yeah.
You're asking me why? I think because he's more disciplined. He's a disciplined player. He does like to attack a lot as well, but he can also defend. He hasn't got the technical ability that Trent does, but he's got things that Trent doesn't have. In life, like I said, every footballer will have things that someone else doesn't, and he will have, but he doesn't have, and he'll have it, and he doesn't have it. Do you get it? It's just how football is. So you just got to find a way to make it work. I think Turkey, I think he's going to kill it.
You know what's mad, yeah? I don't like... obviously, back in my... Not even my time. When was this? How old is he? 21, 23?
Yeah.
Cool. On FIFA, I used to career mode, innit? I used to... when I say I used to play the career... I used to sim it a lot. Like, I'm not actually playing.
Yeah.
I'm watching the little circles move up and down, trying to score a goal. But my man was 16 at the time. That's what I remember. And his potential was so high. I used to like investing in young players and sell them for a lot of money once they at their... So I knew of him from ages ago. So yeah, he's someone that is gonna be...
I think he's gonna kill it, bro.
Like he's been someone everyone has been saying on the game, even obviously, which isn't obviously correct.
Yeah, of course.
That having predictions on you from that young to do so well
and to live up to it,
that's what I'm trying to get
it's
to.
Good still,
it's
man.
wicked. You get me? So yeah, he will do his thing. Obviously my team is gonna be interesting what happens.
What, Chelsea?
Yeah, we'll see.
You know what though? You know what? That's my second team because basically my whole family supports Liverpool, including my cousins back home, my uncles back home, my dad, my brother, me. But I had one uncle. He was a Chelsea fan, and my mum felt sad for him, innit? And my mum was like, I'm going to be a Chelsea fan as well. So in my family, obviously, my mum's a Chelsea fan. My dad's a Liverpool fan. So it's always, if Liverpool don't play, Chelsea play. I want Chelsea to win. I like Chelsea. Chelsea, Stamford Bridge is a stadium that I've visited the most out of all stadiums.
Okay.
I've been over 10 times. I've been quite a few times, to be fair.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Ronnie.
Okay. Oh, he sold tickets and that, yeah?
Nah, we used to jib in. We used to tell guys, yo, let us come in behind you and that we'll come in with you. Imagine making that journey from north to west and you're not even 100% sure you'll get in.
Yeah, that's mad. But yeah, on the topic of football, obviously, I need people ain't commenting whether they like it or not, innit? But I basically, the game that I'm the best at is S2EP.
Yeah.
Decided to do at the end, cause I wanted to get straight into your story, innit?
No, of course.
But, obviously, we'll keep it football. I don't know how many game times I've played this game now, but I've lost twice. And one was against Mofe. The other one is controversial. So I'm going to say 1.5.
All right, cool.
But yeah, we name players. I'll put a timer, which is 5 seconds, right?
And it can't be...
Stopwatch.
What do you mean?
So you have 5 seconds to think of someone.
Okay, yeah.
If you don't think of that person, I've automatically won, vice versa.
Yeah.
We can't say the same player.
Yeah.
But we can repeat it in the next round. So I say we go up to 3 rounds. It's best of 3 basically. Name any player, can't be S2EP.
All right, cool.
You can. Oh, my mind is blank. You know.
My mind is blank right now.
I'm gonna let you start though. Gosh.
You tell me when to start, yeah?
Yeah, when you're ready.
Alright, cool. So it can't be S or P.
That's it.
Alright, cool. Ready, yeah? Ronaldo.
Rodrigo.
Beckham.
Thiago.
Neymar.
Messi.
Biscuits.
Beckham.
PK.
PK. 1-0.
Oh!
I said I say it all the time. This game is not easy.
Bro, I'd even clock it. Alright, cool.
Alright, I'll start it. So
biscuits.
1-0.
I said biscuits. Biscuits.
Alright.
You starting, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Wait, hold it. Alright, cool, go.
Hold on, sorry. Reece James.
Haaland.
Gusto.
Edison.
Caicedo.
Addison.
Daniello. Yeah.
Leno.
Cancelo.
Trent.
Cucurella.
Robertson.
Bruno Fernandes.
Gravenberg.
Nuno Mendes.
Van Dijk.
Donnarumma.
Matip.
Matic.
Vitinho.
Roja.
Due.
Chiesa.
Dembele.
These are Gakpo.
Marquinhos.
Jota.
Luis Diaz.
Oh, you're good at this game, man. It's annoying me. Van Dijk.
I said that.
Yeah, I'm out. I didn't even realize. Yeah, I'm out. Are you sure?
Yeah, Mum's I said that.
Alright, cool. I couldn't think of anyone that was different.
1-1.
Oh my days.
What is it, up to 2? So next point.
Do you want to do it like it makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can't lose because I've only lost to Morphe. I think anyways. I think someone else beat me, but I'm not counting it.
Alright, cool.
You can start because
I'm going to start with one of the man then.
Okay, if you want to, I'm going to, alright, cool, go on.
Are you ready, yeah?
Go on.
Actually, nah, you know what? It's S or P, sorry, yeah? Alright, cool. Curtis Jones.
Okay, that was good. What's that right winger? Elliot.
McAllister.
I caught that just in time. Reece James.
Caicedo.
Mendy.
Enzo Fernandez.
So when I said Mendy, I was talking about the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Enzo Fernandez.
Nuno Mendes.
Cucurella.
Jackson.
Cole Palmer.
Iliman Ndiaye.
Oh!
5 seconds, man. I'm telling you, I'm the GOAT. I can't lie, I was scared. I was scared. I was so close, man. Oh my days. There was one more thing I wanted to speak about. Obviously, you got your clothing brand and that.
Yeah.
Bare people kept asking me for, bruv, you see, I got bare these Quality Touch t-shirts. Like, I'm bare skinny, but you see, like, it makes my arms.
Yeah, I need one of those, but I need
don't
to
worry,
look a bit
I got loads. I got more. I even have a website but if people want to buy them, whatever, it's only like £25. Don't sell. So got those loads. I got new colours that I brought in. I don't know if I think on me I got the medium. I need to bring your size. I got it in my car.
Size small.
Yeah, don't worry. I got loads anyways, but got new colours as well. So yeah, I'll post that. So anyone interested in that, either message me on Instagram or Snapchat. I'm not sure whether I should load up a website for it yet, but
nah, you know why? It's a cash loss for no reason.
I have the website.
You have it?
Yeah,
but the Shopify, you know where it is though right now? I feel like, you see, once you know you're like, it's getting, like, the name's getting out there, and you've invested enough to where, you know, you've got money to keep investing.
Yeah.
To make more stuff, then you open the website and the Shopify and then you put it up on there. Do you get me? Until then, it's like you just got to jog, you just got to grind, like, on all over socials first.
Yeah.
And then once you've set it up nicely, then you can... Because that's what I didn't have the website, bro. I was started off on Snap, Insta. I was killing it for a sec, bro. I'll be real. From like... From 2020 up until when did I make the website? I made the website in like 2023 or 4, bro. I'll be real.
Nice.
So for a couple of years I was making, and all the money was cash in hand as well. Do you get me? So it was better. Now though, I'm getting taxed. I'm getting this. It's long.
Yeah.
It's long.
Yeah, man. I got my website. I've just not put nothing on it, but I've had the website there for ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, got loads of these because this is perfect for the gym. You know.
This is perfect, bro. I'll be real.
Yeah, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it's technically like dry fit. When I get it to you, you'll see in it. But I was gonna say before, like, I end up the thing and everything, but when did you get into, like, I'll say technically fashion? Obviously, look, you got the Dior's. I know they can't see it in the camera, but you got the Dior's. You got the drip and that. When did you?
Moose knuckles.
When did you like know?
Who said coaching don't pay?
Like, do you think that's something? That's what I wanted to ask. Like, in the future, obviously you can still be doing your coaching.
Yeah.
Would you push the clothing brand, or do you think it's just for now?
I've always wanted to, yeah, but I've always looked at it as even me working for a professional club as a coach will help that.
Yeah.
Because remember, if I'm working at a pro club and I'm getting to know more people, I'm getting to know the players could go on to be pro footballers. I could end up meeting a couple of the players there that are already professional footballers there. You speak to them, you get on with them, you talk, even your players that you're coaching that, like I said, could end up to be pros will support it after as well. Obviously, they could support it. You would hope that they would support it anyway.
Yeah.
But that, even being in that environment could help me push it on.
100%.
Do you get it? So I look at things, I'm a big overthinker, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I overthink a lot, bro. At night, when I put my phone down, bro, I get all these ideas. Everything just comes into my head. So
you just gotta write them down.
Yeah. And I do.
Yeah.
I do. There's times where I'm about to fall asleep, but I'm thinking of something. I'll get my phone, I'll go on my notes, and I'll write it down so it's there.
I'll say this nearly every episode. People ask me, they'll ask me the question back, what do you want to do in the future? Why don't you do this for the podcast? Why don't you do...
Yeah.
I've already got that, I've already done, but it's just that I got to tick things off gradually.
Yeah, gradually, because it's not easy. It's not easy, bro.
Yeah, you can't do everything in one go, but I've definitely, a lot of things people advise to me or suggest, I've already thought of it.
Yeah, it's true, innit?
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, man, Ejsi, before I wrap up the podcast, I feel like it's an amazing episode, by the way. Just making sure I covered everything. But before I wrap it up, I always leave the guest to leave an inspiring message to those watching. So it could be to anyone, not just footballers or anything, anyone in general.
It could be to anyone.
Anyone, man.
Inspiring message, that I'll give up to everyone is, never let your environment dictate your future and the outcome of your life, because life can change in a blink of an eye. Everything changes so quickly. So it doesn't matter where you are right now, because next week you could be in a better position. Always have faith in yourself. But the main one is, coming from me, is never let your surroundings, your environment, dictate your outcome. And never let the way you've lived your life growing up dictate, again, your future. Like I said, always leave it in your hands. Never leave it in the past hands, basically. Because how you've grown up is your past. So don't leave it in the hands of the past. Leave it in the hands of the present, in your hands, so that you can then go on and do whatever you want to do in the future. Those are my words, innit?
That's wicked,
That's what I've got to say.
Yeah, man. This is Ejsi and his journey to success on Quality Touch Podcast. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me.
Brilliant.